This movie is about synchronous scrolling, or scrolling at the same rate through two workbooks placed side by side. The first thing we're going to do is place them side by side with one click, and when we do that, the synchronous scrolling functionality will turn on automatically. We can toggle it off. We can then navigate around the workbooks at the same time, at the same rate. And if we manually change one of the views in the windows, we can reset the workbook view to be side by side again. I've got two workbooks set up that are identical with the exception of one thing. This is workbook 1. I'm going to right arrow over to column B, press the N key and the down arrow key, and I've got numbers sequentially ranging from 1 to 800, except that there's one missing. Looking over to the row count, it's 799. My numerical count is at 800 because I took one of the numbers out. Pressing Control-Tab to go to the second workbook, and down arrow, these sequential numbers are intact. They range from 1 to 800. They sync up. And up arrow for book 2, Control-Tab to book 1, and up arrow. So we are at the top, and we're in the same location on both workbooks. There's a way to set these up so that I can view them side by side, and it's on the View tab, and it's called View Side by Side. You automatically get a vertical placement of the workbooks, one on top of the other, and synchronous scrolling is turned on automatically. And we're going to quickly find that missing number in workbook 1. Synchronous scrolling allows you to page up and down at the same time, at the same rate for both of the workbooks. I'm going to press page down, and we go down a page on both workbooks, and I'll continue to do that until I see the number at the bottom on book 1 be different than the number at the bottom on book 2. 205, 223 on the top for book 1, and 222 on the bottom for book 2. Both of these ranges begin at 205, so I know my missing number's in this range somewhere. And arrowing down a few, it's 212. 212 is missing from book 1. Now, what's the point of all this? The point is that you can compare a workbook against another workbook that may be an earlier version of itself and quickly find the differences or the changes that have taken place. And as in the other window settings, you can maximize one of the windows and do some work in the workbook, and then left-click Reset Window Position and go back to your synchronous view. You can also click the Restore Window icon and establish that view as well. So this was synchronous scrolling. We can quickly set up a comparison between one workbook and another by left-clicking View Side by Side, and when we do that, synchronous scrolling is automatically turned on. And when synchronous scrolling is turned on, we can navigate around the workbooks at the same time at the same rate to do a comparison between what might be an earlier version and a later version of the same workbook. We can maximize either one of the windows to do some work on the workbook, and then left-click Reset Window Position to reestablish our side-by-side view.